It's holiday time right now, and one of the most frequent asked questions that I see is related to traveling with your drone on a commercial airline. And after the intro, I will share tips that will make traveling with your drone a breeze. If you're new around here and want to improve your drone skills, then consider subscribing to my weekly tips, tests and tutorials. So you decided to bring your drone on holiday to capture some really fantastic shots. I highly encourage you to do so because you will often get a chance to film in environments that you don't normally fly. And if you get some great footage, then make sure to share them in the Tech Drone Media Facebook group for everyone to enjoy. Link for the group is in the description below. The first thing that you need to do before you even start considering bringing the drone along on your holiday is to check the country of destination, what the local laws and rules are there. Are you even allowed to bring a drone? There are some really horrible stories on the internet about people getting their drones seized in the airport and having all sorts of problems getting it back. If I fly domestically in the US, I wouldn't worry that much. But this might help you prevent some really unpleasant surprises when you arrive in your country of destination. The rest of this video wouldn't make much sense if you're not allowed to bring the drone. That's really important. Bringing a drone on a plane, you need to understand this is all about risk, what can go wrong and jeopardize the safety of the flight. It's not like the airline has anything against drones, they just watch your back and make sure it's safe flying. You need to check the official guideline for FAA or from similar authorities for dangerous goods that are not allowed on the plane. This list is a pretty good guideline for what the security in the airport will use. I will recommend that you print out this list in case of any discussion. The airline that you decide to fly with might have stricter rules, so check their policy and print those out and bring them along as well. You would soon learn it's all about the batteries that are considered a fire hazard. With a drone, of course, you have the battery packs that you use for flying, but you also have a remote with a built-in LiPo battery. Because the remote has a built-in battery, you don't really need to worry about that. You're free to choose if you want to check it in your luggage or you want to carry it on the plane. It's the same for the drone, including all the accessories. I just had my Mavic Air with me on a trip to Spain where it was stored in the checked-in luggage without any problems. If you decide to bring your drone as carry-on, then leave it in the box or in the bag for less attention. Not that you're doing anything illegal, but you know what they say, it's the law that's behind the desk. And this might cost you some valuable time during check-in if you flag around the drone too much. This is basically why I like the drone to be tucked safely away in the checked-in bags. Some of you might think, wouldn't it hurt the sensitive electronics on the drone to be stored away in the checked-in luggage? Opposed to what most people think, the cargo bay in modern airplanes are actually pressurized and kept at a temperature that's slightly lower than what's inside the cabin. So there shouldn't be any problems with that. So we are down to the batteries, and this is really important. They should always be in your carry-on luggage, otherwise you could get into really big trouble. Let's take a look at the rules for the amount of batteries and capacities that you're allowed to bring on a plane. Under 100 watt hours, there's no restrictions. Between 100 and 160 watt hours, you're allowed to bring 2 pieces per person. Above 160 watt hours, they are not allowed on the plane. The watt hour value is printed on the side of your DJI battery. If it's not, it can simply be calculated by multiplying the voltage with the amp hours, also stated on the battery. If the amp hours are stated as milliamp hours, you need additionally to divide by 1000. In general, if you are flying the Phantom 4 class or lower, none of these batteries are above 100 watt hours. This means that you can bring unlimited amount of batteries. Unlimited is quite a high number and it should probably be interpreted as within reason. So if you're bringing something like 3 to 6 batteries for your drone, I don't think that would be a problem. If you're multiple people traveling together, you might distribute them among you to keep low key going through security. Even if it's not mandatory, it's very wise to discharge the batteries for 30% or less. You need to store each battery in a separate compartment to prevent short circuiting. I've seen recommendations around the net that you need to pack each battery in bubble wrap, which I think is a bit of a overkill, especially with DJI products where the terminals are not exposed and the chance of short circuiting is non-existing. But what you need to do is to inspect each battery if it has sign of damage or if it's swollen up. If that is the case, you shouldn't bring it on a plane. But to be perfectly honest, this is a non-event flying with your drone. Once you have tried it and you have gone past security, it's business as usual. And nobody will stop you to check the charge on your LiPo batteries, etc, etc. So all these things mentioned in this video is something that will help you to go smoothly through the security. But don't make a big deal out of it during the security as mentioned. The person that is inspecting your luggage, he or she might not know as much about drones as you do. So even though you're right, you might be pulled aside for an annoying discussion that can last maybe 10-15 minutes. So no need to go there. Okay, let's recap. Have you taken your drone on a commercial airline? Comment on the video below or share your experience in the Tech Drone Media Facebook group with some of the other subscribers. What do you do if you can't fly over a building and you want to use point of interest? I made a video with a power tip that will show you how to do this. You can access this video through this card. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.